What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? CoinOpTV subscribers, Robert Welkner here, live streaming right now from my phone on the YouTube app for my YouTube channel, youtube.com/CoinOpTV. So we're going to be talking about Logan, the brand new movie that came out today. I saw it last night at about 7:50 screening, so it wasn't like midnight, you know. Movies come out Fridays, so you get to see them now on Thursday evening, so that makes it a little easier when Friday comes around to review it. So this will be sort of a non-spoiler review discussion, just casual. I don't have anything to show you, any videos like that, but I do have my iPad here. I could show you some images like that. There's the poster, Logan, trying to get not so many reflections going there. So I'm live streaming right now. I'll give you guys a shout out. Please behave in chat. Try not to give some spoilers in chat, and that also goes for comments when this archives. Let people go see the movie fresh, and you know, only see spoilers if they want to. If they go to a review or a YouTube channel that says, hey, this is, you know, spoilers abound. So, all right, we got a few people in chat. Robert the Blastamind says, yo. Edwards is in chat and says, what's up? All right, good to see you. So if you didn't know, Logan is out today, March 3rd, 2017. Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart as Professor X. I'm looking at my laptop over here so I can see the chat and everything. Hugh Jackman is Logan, aka Wolverine. We got Newcomer. I believe you say her name, Daphne Keen. He plays Laura, aka X-23. These are all things you know about already from the trailers if you've seen them, if you've read about the story, some basic stuff. Pierce is one of the Reavers, who's the villain of the story pretty much, is played by Boyd Holbrook. And Stephen Merchant plays Caliban, who is a mutant that can sense where other mutants are. He can kind of find other mutants and stuff. He's kind of like a tracker, a mutant tracker. That's his mutant ability. I don't know if Caliban has another mutant power. Does he have superpowers? I mean, his skin is pale. You know, I've been an X-Men Marvel fan for years and years, a lot of the old school stuff, and I remember when there was the Mutant Massacre and the Reavers and all that. You know, Caliban, of course, was involved in that. Of course, also the Four Horsemen Apocalypse too. We had Caliban, I think. What did he transfer into? Pestilence or Famine? One of those. All right, I'm getting sidetracked. All right, let's talk some Logan. This is the third individual solo Wolverine movie out there, and it was fun. It was tons of fun. The theater was crowded. It was packed. The movie's rated R. And trust me, there's cursing, there's nudity, and there is Wolverine's claws slicing and dicing. People get beheaded, arms get chopped off, people get stabbed in the head, in the throat, in the chest. Lots of things happening in the Logan movie. So if you're a little concerned with that, then be warned. You know, obviously it's not for kids. You know, we've got Beauty and the Beast is coming out in a couple weeks from Disney. If you want to take your family to see more of a kid-friendly movie or something like that, that's probably going to be a better option. But Logan, it's violent, it's bloody, it's brutal, it's intense. There's adult themes happening in the movie. So let's see here. Let's talk about the cast. So we've got Hugh Jackman is back. He's scruffy now as Logan, aka Wolverine. He's got sort of a gray hair going, big giant beard. It's I believe it takes place in 2040, so it's sort of in the future, and mutants are sort of not really a thing, anymore. I don't want to give away too much of spoilers and stuff, but there's less mutants out there, we'll say, in the world, and people sort of know who mutants are, in the movie, which is sort of interesting. As you've seen in the trailers, actually X-Men comic books, and there's references to mutants in the X-Men's in the comic books, and I thought that was a little strange too. Roy Crawford is saying, "Say my name." There you go. You got your shout out. Read my comment. And then he's saying rude things. So I may just block you now if you're starting to say some rude things, give you a timeout. So how about this, Roy in chat? Why don't you go get an avatar, an icon, so that you actually look a little cooler, when you're on YouTube. You don't look like that's a noob there. So all right, so moving on. So here's we got the newcomer here. I don't know her name all that much. Daphne Keene is the way I'm going to pronounce it. She is a new character to sort of the Marvel universe. Well, not not in the comics, but in the movie Marvel Cinematic Universe, whatever that is. Whoop, there you go. She is Laura is the name of the character, and it's also codename X-23, which has been in the comics for quite a while. And I remember the first appearance, I think it was like a limited series of her and the artist, I'm forgetting his name, but the artist was really stylized. He had this cool pastel color look to him in the comic. And if you guys watch on the archive, let me know the artist that was in the limited series that kind of introduced X-23. But she is, how we say, badass, intense, fierce, pretty cool actress. I'm probably a newcomer. I don't think I've seen her in anything else. And she's kind of what the story revolves around. And so she's kind of one of the mains. Some funny things happening with her. Just kind of sticking to the characters. Of course, Patrick Stewart is back as Professor X. But they have him listed here on the IMDb. They have him listed as Charles. Of course, Charles Xavier, Professor X. I'm a fan of Patrick Stewart. I love Star Trek, The Next Generation, and the Star Trek movies and stuff like that. But I found that Patrick Stewart's acting in this was a little over the top, a little TV acting. It didn't distract me, or I didn't hate on or anything like that, but it just seemed a little strange. He was sort of older, and his brain, and he was sort of going through some troubled medical conditions and stuff, and couldn't really keep it together. And some of his transition of that and the things he was saying just seemed a little TV acting hokey to me. So, of course, Hugh Jackman, brought it. His acting and his character and Wolverine, everything was serious, everything was fierce, everything was intense. This is one of those things that, Hugh Jackman has claimed that, he's been waiting for Logan to, the serious Wolverine movie, shall we say. There's a picture of Caliban there, kind of left a little mysterious. Stephen Merchant, who, if you guys have ever seen the original Office, the British Office show, he was one of the co-creators of that. Funny actor, funny and interesting in this. Apparently the Caliban that's in Logan is the same character as the X-Men Apocalypse Caliban, but not the same actor. So FYI, for Easter eggs and trivia's sake there. Ranju in chat says Logan is the movie to see. It's probably definitely the movie to see this weekend. Robert the Mastermind says I'm waiting for Spectre Rebirth. Is that announced? Is there a Spectre movie out there? Now let's talk about the villain. So the villains in the movie are basically the Reavers, which is straight out of the comic book. They're sort of these hybrids of humans, and they have special enhanced body parts like arms and legs and things like that. So here is the main dude. This is Boyd Holbrook, and Pierce is the name, which is Pierce. That's straight out of the comic book. Pierce is a Reaver. They have like Pretty Boy and Bone Crusher and stuff like that. Those are all Reavers that are from the X-Men comic books from, I believe, like the 90s era and stuff like that. There was kind of a run where there was Reavers out there and they were taking out mutants. So I actually I'm not that really familiar with this actor, but he had some funny lines, and his abilities, were sort of interesting. He didn't really do a whole lot with the claw and the hand. It was just kind of there. I kind of thought we'd see a little more of those body parts, those prosthetic body parts, like the $6 Million Man or something, like using the claw to really like rip things open, or, choke people, or crush things or something like that, like the Terminator. I didn't really see a lot of that. So in a way, sort of the enhanced body parts were actually kind of wasted in this. So all right, so let me kind of recap review here. I see Lewis is in chat as well. Shout outs. Lewis says, what's your superpower? Being able to fly would probably be the first thing I would wish for. Robert Westman, it's a Japanese movie that's coming out. Okay, cool. Okay, so here's my thoughts on Logan. I really enjoyed it. I don't think it's like a 10 or a great best Marvel movie or mutant movie or superhero movie out there. I really enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed the first half, the first hour, a lot. Like, it was solid. It was intense. It was full of like suspense and intrigue and action, and really enjoyed the first half. Again, no spoilers here. The second half didn't enjoy as much. There's something that happens about the midway through, maybe a little past the midway, kind of a story element. It's a character that's introduced and things happen, and from that point on, I was less entertained or less interested in the movie. There's like a cinematic thing that happened in Logan that's sort of a pet peeve of mine. Again, don't want to say what it is exactly, but a little bit of a pet peeve that happened about halfway through, and it kind of took a little bit of a dip for me. Not a quite nosedive. Still was enjoying the action and what was happening, but first half, man, just was really happening. So I'll be curious to see, once everybody gets a chance to see Logan, out there in the world, the real world, and we get past the time where we can talk about spoilers. I'll be curious to see what your opinions are on Logan and some of the other Marvel movies. I'd have to say that I preferred Doctor Strange over Logan. Obviously it wasn't, Doctor Strange wasn't all gory and bloody and violent where Logan was, but as far as the comic book movie goes and fantasy and setting up sort of a world and universe, Logan seemed a little more on the singular side, whereas like Doctor Strange was the last. I'm just saying Doctor Strange because that's the last comic book movie I've seen in the theaters. Had a little more interest for me. So that's it. I don't really give number reviews on the movies, but I would say it was like a 8.5 out of 10, something like that. Fun, enjoyable. Seemed like people were digging it in the movie theater. There was scenes where people were just like quiet and just like there was like slow motion gore and people getting killed and like stabbed in the head, and people were just like like that or something, and I was just like, it's pretty interesting to see on like the big screen, somebody getting stabbed in the head in slow motion. Maybe a little over the top. I don't know. If you want that, cool. If not, it's might be a little over the top. So. All right, give you guys all shout outs for jumping in the chat and watching me live streams Logan stuff. And hopefully you guys watch some of this on the archive. I think that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. For CoinOpTV, we'll see you next time.